you guys. It's me, Dr. Torie. My book is officially out. And yes, it is time to talk about ACEs. You guys can find the books everywhere. However, I would encourage you guys to go to my website, Be VicTORIEus.com, and place your order today. Yes, it's time to talk about ACEs. Let's go, y'all.
Hello, hello, you guys. Welcome to another episode of Be Victorious. I'm going to have my guest that is here now sing that with me in the end. This is someone that knows me. I can go on and spend the whole entire hour talking about this young lady, but when I tell you, when I went on this journey to talk about ACEs, she was my confidant. She was the person that I talked to. She was the person that supported me. She had me on her podcast. That was one of my first podcast experiences. And to have her on this podcast with me as someone that knows my story, I can go on, but I would rather introduce you to a sister of mine who, before I thought I needed one, she was always there. And to this day, she is still here. Kisa Janae, let the world know who you are. They already know. Be clear.
Hello, you all.
They already know.
I'm here. I love you too, Tori. I love you dearly.
Sister,
Thank
guys.
you for
I
having
think
me.
I did good with the introduction. Let's be clear, because I could talk 45 to 50 minutes.
I think you did amazing. Thank you
Uh-huh.
so much.
I see you already tearing up
I
already.
am. I'm trying to get it together.
Well, you know what? I think it's because we are cycle breakers.
Yes.
And you know my story, and I know your story. And regardless of the aces we have, because I don't need to go through, oh, Kisa, do you have an ACEs score? We've been talking about it.
Yeah.
When I have questions, I call you. When I need to share, I call you. When you have questions,
Yeah.
you call me.
Yes.
But that's the strength of the sisterhood to me, the cycle breaker sisterhood that we really never realized we were experiencing when we were in high school.
Absolutely.
And look at us now.
Look at us now.
Cycle breaker, when I tell you her picture up there like this, it is. This is Kisa, you guys. This is
Yes.
Kisa.
Yes.
How are you today?
I'm well. I'm well. I am should I talk about myself, my family? I'm good.
Sure. This is the
I'm good.
thing. If you've noticed, and you already have noticed, the space is really a great space to just share.
Yeah.
And I think for me, having you here is really the experience itself. You know my story.
Yes.
You and I know yours.
Yes.
And the cycle breaker definition is that because we have endured some things. People
Yeah.
don't know that it was when I share my story about me going over somebody's house and spending the night and sleeping on the floor, you were one of
Mm,
those floors.
mm.
So it depends. Let's be clear. We can talk about who you are.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself.
Yeah. So I am Kisa Hoeltke, one of three children born to Nell and Tony Bell, the youngest, the only girl. Um, and I grew up in a two-parent household, but my parents were separated off and on. And so that right there gives me aces because of that, because it's just a different experience.
Mhm.
Um, and they later divorced, but they were a wonderful support system for me growing up. But there are things that your parents do and the way that they parent that are they parent out of a place that they were parented from and experiences that they had that they impart on you. And sometimes you don't know where it comes from until you learn more about their history. And sometimes you don't learn that until you get a little bit older. So I grew up in a loving household. But again, the separation at times really kind of broke me because I didn't understand what was going on. So I
Mhm.
had parents that didn't argue in front of me. So I never understood. Now, my brothers were a little older. They understood some things that I didn't. So I was always a little confused. And so I am married with three children at this point, but I'm divorced. So this is my second marriage. And some of the things that I saw growing up that I didn't realize was in me, like I was determined I was going to stay and stay married. And staying in a situation a little longer than maybe I should because I was just determined that I didn't want to feel that way and I didn't want my kids to feel the way that I did when I was younger. So, um, but thank God
Thank God.
I was released from that and moved on. And I just feel I've grown so much as a
Hmm.
person in spite of those things. And I think there's even things that I've passed down that my children have
Hmm.
aces. It is a cycle that you break when you know more, you
Hmm.
do better, right? And so my parents did raise me in the church. And so I raised my kids that way. I have a relationship with the Lord, and I'm very serious about my faith, and I know that that helps inform a lot of the things that I do. Not a perfect person, but it does help. So I have a 27-year-old. I have a
My baby.
24-year-old.
That's
I
my baby
do.
too.
Bella looks good though. Uh,
Uh-huh.
and I have a 7-year-old. So I have multi-generational children, and I'm learning a lot in this parenting this 7-year-old that has changed my life because he is very different from the
Hmm.
others. I mean, he came into this world like, what's up, what's up, what's up? So much so, he's very, very intelligent. Just a challenge. Like you have to do things differently. Like even with ACEs and understanding the things that you didn't do well the first time, you still mess. I mean, it's a journey. It's a journey, and it's a journey of healing because he teaches me so much
Right, right.
at this stage in my life. I'm 48 years old. I'm still learning.
And
I mean,
you're fine. Let's be
I am.
clear. We
Yes,
look
well,
good.
okay. Thank you. Um, no, so we try not to let history repeat itself, but it is a learning journey. I'm getting ready to homeschool this boy. Like I'm at a stage where I should be chilling, right? But he's here. We pray for him. We're thankful. And it's a new season that I'm going into with this little one. So anyway,
You're a blessing.
thank
You've
you.
been a blessing. You said something that was so key to me, the growing up with brothers and being
Girl.
the only girl.
Yes.
So there are so many commonalities that brought us together, you know what I mean? Including church, like if I wasn't at my church, I was at yours. And, and then when with one of those, parental separations, because of course, my parents separated too, we ended up being at the same church. So it
We
was
had each
like,
other. We had each other. We were at each other's houses. We had a good group of friends that
yep,
I mean, yeah, spending the night on the floor together
yep.
in the rooms, long talks. We needed that. We
And I
needed that.
think
That bonded us.
it did. And I think that's the reason why the community for me is important because it was community that raised me. And to have that example here, community seriously raised me, guys. We stuck together. We did what we have had to do to grow. And here we
Here we
are.
are. Thriving Dr. Torie, Dr.
With
Williams.
with a wonderful support system, may I say.
Hey,
And you have been on this journey though for yourself,
yeah.
and you're a healer.
You don't realize it sometimes when you're in the thick of it and you're trying to understand what's going on or why you are the way that you are. But you have to look back. You have to look back. And I will say I have wonderful, loving parents who did the best that they could do.
Mhm.
And I mean, I feel like they did a wonderful job with us. We had decisions to make in our lives, good, bad, whatever. But I feel like they did the best that they could, and I'm so thankful for them. But
Mhm.
again, we have to learn the cycle before we can break the cycle. So that takes growth, it takes maturity, it takes looking inward and not blaming people. Because a lot of times you want to blame people for the way that you are or different experiences, but there's some ownership once you realize what's going on and you do some introspection and it's like, okay, no, I need to own this and I need to get better so that I can be better for the future generations, for my family, all of that. So it's a journey.
Our parents are the same. My parents too.
Yes.
Our community pretty much call moms and dads the same
Yeah.
thing.
We
And
did.
so your mom is my mom, your dad is
Yeah.
my dad. It has always been that way. And to this day, your mom and dad are supportive. My
Yes.
mom and dad are still supportive. I mean, when I tell you guys I was looking for a sister, I had several. And KJ, everything, you know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
just amazing just to have this story. I tell people all the time when I graduated from high school. It was a few of us that were, the first to like go to college. And yeah, going to college for me was something different. It was your energy because you were like, I'm going and I want to do
Yes.
this and
Oh.
this. And I was so excited. And granted, you went. I remember Jarvis Christian,
Yeah.
and it was just great to see us go out in the world. You know what I
Yes.
mean? But
Yes.
to raise a daughter that looks just like you,
Mm.
it was something to watch for me because you were that mom.
Mm.
You had her 19, 20, I believe.
I had her at 20. Yeah.
Hmm.
Had her at 20 years old.
Hmm.
Yes.
So just to go through that journey, you know what I mean? It was like, okay, all right, let's take steps. I like what you said
With
in
that, yeah.
regard. Wait a minute, say that again.
No, with the whole college thing, I went, but I didn't finish.
Right.
I wanted to be the first,
Yes.
but I wasn't. And so I carried a lot of that, but we can tap back into that.
And it's a reason why. But when I tell you, you planted a seed and to watch them grow,
Yeah.
it's something different. I like how you said you have a multi-generational family because you do. And for me, people always laugh at me and think, I'm not 48 because, we do look good. But I was auntie first. And so
Yes, you
I
were.
learned how to raise
Oh,
my kids. I always compliment you all that helped me raise my children because it was you all that I learned from. So I knew what to do with my girls. And I get a lot of compliments like, oh my God, you did this. Oh my God, you did that. But it was the experiences of watching you all first because we experienced some things. And when you understand aces and no, I've learned to watch people and their experiences because they went through those experiences for me, so I wouldn't have to go through those experiences because I was there through the good, the bad, the up, the down, the in, the out. So
yes.
when I tell you your healing strategy, your habits, your support systems that have helped you also help me grow.
Wow. That's beautiful, Tori.
And I'm just telling you because you have to have those type of people in your support system because you also will go off too.
Yeah.
Like Torie, let me throw a couple of scriptures on you, ma'am. And you need those type of people. So understand when we're having this conversation, we're really having this conversation in a space. I'm having this conversation with one of my first sisters ever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when I say story, she
Yeah. Yeah.
knows.
And you walked with me early on
Yeah,
in those years. And,
yeah.
our stories, they're a part of who we are.
Yep.
There's lots of parts that we wish we could change, but they
Hmm.
continue to show us who we are. It's
Hmm.
the test, it's the change, it's what makes us better. So,
So
yeah.
I'll ask you a question. What about ACEs that shifted your perspective? Like, what was it that shifted your perspective? Not just in life. Oh, well, what I will say is personally and professionally. I'll say that.
It's a great question.
Hmm.
I think first understanding what it is, um, and that we have it, what the first step is acknowledgement, right?
Yes.
Um, and then deciding what you're going to do differently.
Hmm.
If if yelling is not effective, then I'm not going to yell. Okay, if spanking is not effective, then I'm not going to spank. It doesn't matter if that's how I grew up or if that's what happened to me. It's a different generation. I don't have to assign things to culture.
Right.
If you know that something is not working, do it differently. And so that's the strive. And so I think just recognizing, okay, I can do things differently and still be effective. And when I say still learning, I'm still learning.
Hmm.
I'm still
Hmm.
learning because if we don't revert back to who we were at times, like I get angry sometimes. And so, I mean, it's like that scripture, be angry and sin not. And so trying to just recognize situation by situation. Even we're interacting with people and work, like, how can I show up and show love and not just meet you where you are with all the things you're bringing into this. You might be having a bad day, but I don't know that. And you're giving me a lot of that I don't like. So trying to understand how not to just react, um, but to think about situations differently. How can I be better? How can I show up better? How can I help you help me? And how can I help, just to make this world a better place? So I don't know if I answered the question. I think it just recognizing, first of all.
Yes, and I guess it's a question for someone that doesn't know about it, you know what I mean? But you know.
Okay.
And I think because you've been on this journey with me since day one, you know about it. You'd have ordered like 5 or 6 books. So it's the awareness, of course, and the understanding. But why are we not talking about it?
Because there's a fear. There's a fear about it. Um, and it's so important that you have had this space, that you have this forum for people to understand, because people want to hide behind it. Some ACEs happen to you,
Right.
a result of what has happened to you, and that doesn't make it your fault. I mean,
Mhm.
we got a lot of folks in therapy, but a lot of people who aren't in therapy. You have an old school mindset that, baby, we don't talk about that. We don't do, okay, that's so and so, or that's uncle this, or we don't talk about that because there's a fear there. There is a guilt, a shame, I think, associated with things that have happened to people. And so they own that, and they don't want to talk about it. Or you want to make it look Instagram beautiful out there. So we're not telling y'all about what's happening here in the
Right.
house with the argument or with the infidelity or with the this, because we have to present a certain way.
And I think that's the reason why when the CDC opened up and added the other adversity category, because that household dysfunction category is one to talk about, let's be clear.
Hmm.
However, we grew up in Kansas City, Missouri.
Yeah, we did.
Community violence.
Sis. Yeah.
That's all I need to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if
We grew
anybody
up in
knows,
this.
we grew up with cops in Kansas City. Like there was nothing else on TV, but
Did we have metal detectors at our school? Did
we
we hear
did.
about people getting shot for their tennis shoes daily, for their starter jackets? So yes, that trauma is just, it's embedded, because that's why it's difficult at times when we see trauma repeating itself and we see things on the news today that I feel like people don't want to address. It's very triggering. It's hard
So
to watch. It's hard to hear because it's like we're still here and people don't want to acknowledge it. That's another conversation. But yeah,
I think that's what it was for me. Because remember, I started right quick smack into doing my dissertation. My dissertation made those recommendations. Bullying, we went through that in high
yeah,
school.
yeah,
The mass shootings at the time, it was happening,
yeah,
but now to happen every 3 days, when we're talking about in the 90s, it's 2025. You guys, you got to understand. So the stuff that's happening inside of your home is
yeah,
one thing to address. But for those who don't want to talk about ACEs and act like they don't have it, if you have been witness
yes,
a community violence, it's because it's become normalized. So that's the push for me. The bullying as an educator, no, personally going through it and
yeah,
then having to be an educator and watch it,
yes.
or coming down here to Texas. I found out about Texas through Kisa. Let's be clear, I ain't know nothing about Texas. I didn't. I was like, you going to Texas for real? And to come down here and be racially discriminated against because I have a degree. So when I seen that pop up, I was like, oh, let me go ahead and run with this because I can't help that. And I tell people when they're on the podcast, I didn't go through some of the categories, the abuse, because you name abuse, it depends on the eye of the beholder.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the reason why I asked, only because, and you answered, it's because our community normalizes ACEs.
Yes. Yes.
So that's the reason why you're here, because we can overcome, we could be the cycle breakers we continue to be,
Yes.
but without acknowledgement, and we have people to this day that still be like, oh, okay, like that was at the house with us spending the night, that act like none of this ever happened. It's systemic, but it's real.
Yes. It
And
is.
I like that. What's something you wish more people understood more that isn't talked about in regards to childhood trauma and ACEs?
That your children truly do have a voice. I think I grew up in a when adults are speaking, you don't talk.
Mhm.
Which I don't mind that so much, but um, and my parents did listen to me. I don't know that I talked a whole lot, but I don't think adults give kids enough credence to what they say. It's kind
Yeah.
of, I think we dismiss kids and I think, oh, this is this, or we want to diagnose without really listening to our children. And our children are intelligent. They're smart. They may not know how to articulate completely what's going on, but if you ask them, if you make space for them to do that and validate their experiences, I
Mhm.
think that will empower them to be better, to be able to recognize things or even recognize what's not right. So I think
Mhm.
giving voice to our children is huge.
Mhm. And I think that's the reason why your bond with your multi-generational, I love them to death. Like you have to, I share with people I was always auntie first.
Yes,
I've been an
it's
auntie for
hard.
a very,
It's
very,
the fun auntie that everybody loves. Yes.
they know that. So some people have, of course, with me being out there, found the TikTok page. So they like, Dr. Torie, get down. I'm like, oh God, yes, I am that auntie, have been.
Yes. Yes,
But
you are.
I think it was because I didn't have that, if that
Hmm.
makes sense.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
And that is the reason why we're here.
Mm.
This Be Victorious movement has been moving.
Yes. Yes, it has.
And so how has it shaped your journey? Because you have been a part of it since day.
Well,
No.
let me tell you something that you have had this cycle breaking mentality in you for a very long time. You are not just Auntie Tori. You have such a love and a glow and a fullness and a bubbliness to you that people are drawn to you. They are attracted to that in you. And you were doing that way back in the day, like underclassmen, treating them like little sisters and taking care of them all the way through college. Like that's who you have been. You have been Auntie Big Sister Tori forever because you've had that love in you. Whatever it was you were seeking, you were giving. And so you've been a cycle breaker for a very long time, Tori, and you've impacted so many people. I mean, the fact that my children don't see you and don't see you on a regular basis and know you as Auntie Tori and know the love that you give and bring is pretty powerful. And so that is a gift that I thank you for.
I
I
appreciate
thank
that.
you for being that, for being you. And I'm glad that you are on this journey and bringing this, to the forefront, but it is who you are. It is who you are. So
I
thank you.
promise y'all I ain't have her on here to say this. I promise. No, I'm playing.
No, but I mean
I
it with
think
everything in me.
people have to understand that, because I get a lot of people that don't think so. And I'm not here to worry about
That's right.
what God's purpose is for me, because I know it.
Yeah.
It's the fact that I'm finally embracing it. I tell people my senior year, I stood around some freshmen and they were standing there strong with their hands on their hips. Like, this my big sister. This my
Yeah.
friend. She about to graduate. And that's the reason why, again, there's Be Victorious Foundation. I never really had a name for it. I've been mentoring forever. And when I tell people, it's like, oh, okay, I can tell. And it's like, yeah, okay. So
Mhm.
to hear you say that, some people don't even carry their friendships or relationships after a certain period of time.
Yeah,
We're talking about multi-gener. You watched me grow up, and people don't believe it. They think it comes with certain organizations
yeah, no.
or situations. I've been churchy, y'all. Like that's me. But what you said has been me. I've just been blessed by God. This is what the Lord has given me to do and sending me on this journey, and to have people and that support like you, your family. We still talk. This isn't
Yes,
distance never really kept us. I
right.
left Kansas City, you guys, when I was 17, and distance to this day still has not kept us
That's right.
apart. So when you have people like that have helped you throughout your whole entire healing journey before you even knew about ACEs?
But when you have an intentional person like you, this lady, y'all, does not forget a birthday.
So
Will
don't.
call you rain, sleet, snow, whatever time zone on your birthday to make you feel special on that day. That is this woman right here. That's the intentionality and love of Dr. Torie Williams.
And I appreciate it because guess what? You have to have people in your corner that knows these type of things. And when you know that you're a cycle breaker, you have to accept it, you have to embrace it, you have to do what you need to do in order to heal. You all, she is my prayer warrior. She is my strength. She is my sister. She is my partner. She is the sister before, and I have to say it. She's the
Uh-oh.
sister that I had before I graduated from high school. She was the sister that I had before I went to college. She was the sister before I met 300,000 other sisters in an
Okay.
organization. And
Mm.
so for cycle breaking, for me to have you here, it's a true pleasure. We can go on, you guys, and I'll be honest, and talk about certain things, but when you understanding what ACEs are,
Yeah.
what's how much of being a cycle breaker is a benefit, this is who you are. So give us a little bit present time, Kisa Hoeltke. What is Kisa Hoeltke in 2025 doing? This is catch up for us too.
So in 2025, Miss Kisa Hoeltke is hitting the perimenopause phase, which
Me too.
it's so I'm entering a phase where I've always cared about what people thought, think, whatever. And some of this just maybe it just comes with age too.
Yes.
I am thinking more about what is it that I want to do in this world? What do I want to be when I grow up at 48? And so I sing at church. I love singing at church. So I decided, you know what? I made a little Christmas CD for my family years ago, like in 2011, just two songs. I'm going to pick up and finish doing that this year. Trying to work on my fitness, getting strong. The older I get, I want to be stronger. I want to be healthy. I got a little one. So I don't want to just be sitting around and be like, well, this is what we do when we get older, and this is how this. No, 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 baby. I want to be I want to be healthy, not only for myself, but for my family. And so I'm on a health journey. I'm reading books. I'm learning more at this age and stage that than ever before. And I
Mm.
don't know why, like the light bulb came on. It's like, okay, I can continue to learn. I can continue to grow and just be the best version of myself. So doing things that I want to do, getting healthy, trying to be an example for my family. That's the goal in 2025. And
You
show
are,
up for Jesus
they
too.
used to, they used to say we were sisters. They
Yes,
used
they
to say we
did.
look just alike. And I'm
Yes.
saying used to say because they still say it to this day. This is my
Yeah.
twin, you guys.
Yes.
Just to hear you talk about you singing, when I tell you her voice is all that, to hear you go through that is interesting because when I share with people that I used to sing, they shocked. Like,
You have to
you,
share
I'm like,
that.
Yeah, I went to
Yes.
performing arts high school. I sang and I danced.
Yes.
I actually still talk to James Vivian. James Vivian
Oh,
is he still plays
yeah.
the saxophone, let's be clear. And when I
Yes.
tell people I'm like, I had the first chair.
Okay.
Mhm. But see, anybody, people that are in um, instrumental music knows what that means. I gave
Mhm.
my first chair up to the best person in the world, and James Vivian still holds that title. And it is a wonderful thing to see. He comes on, and you can tell that's the way he expresses himself. I didn't
Yes.
think that back in the day. And I think now going through, like how you said, the 2025, me being in this journey that I'm in now, singing is healing for me. Music has always been a strength, but
Yeah.
singing, pouring, getting that out, I think that's also a gift. I know for a fact that's a gift that God gave me that I need to use. So to hear you saying that you are back in it, very good. Very good. Because
Yeah, you know,
I'd
I'm
be
not the greatest singer, but I enjoy it. And like I said, it's a gift to my family. It's something that I wanted to do, and it's been on a bucket list. And so there it is.
cut it out. You can sing. And let me tell you, her daughter, let me tell you, Maya can sing too. Maya got LPs. Let's be clear. She's out singing too. So she could say, oh, I sing a little. No, she's a singer. But it's also extracurricular activity. And that's what I push for people, not just ACEs awareness, but find a craft, find a passion, find something that you love that can help you. And I'm glad to hear that
Yeah,
because I've been pursuing it myself.
love that. I love that.
Yeah, it's not even hard. It's going back. We were raised on John P. Key.
Yes.
And then there was Kirk Franklin.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's not that hard. It's really not that hard. It's finding your purpose, it's finding your passion and doing something with it. So yes, we talked about current 2025 Kisa. We talked about Maya a little bit. We talked about Milton and we talked about my favorite person in the whole wide world. How is Mr. Tyson doing?
Tyson is doing phenomenal. He's doing great. And we'll come back to the ACEs conversation with Tyson because we noticed some things with Tyson that like his focus in
Mhm.
school. He's going into second grade. And so everybody wants to slap a diagnosis on kids, and we're not quick to do that. We didn't do that with our older boy, Milt, who had a diagnosis at the end of his junior year, senior year, but it wasn't extreme. But we don't like doing that because there was a fear of somebody wanting to throw some medication or stigmatizing this, that, and the other. So we noticed Tyson was everybody thinks their kid is smart. Everybody
Mhm.
thinks their kid is. So he was just getting busier and busier and busier, getting in trouble at school. Trouble meaning Tyson can't sit still, or Tyson's playing with his pencil, or he's throwing up, or he's singing, or he's whatever.
Mhm.
And so he was starting to get discouraged with that in traditional school and like coming home like, I can't, I don't know if I can. I got in trouble today. And so that was breaking our heart that constantly that was something that was happening to him and he felt like he couldn't control it.
Mhm.
So we went against everything we thought, had him tested, and the psychologist was like, no, he doesn't have ADD. He's just smart.
He's
His
a
IQ
gifted and
is
talented
is
kid.
very high, yes, and he needs to be in a gifted program.
Mhm.
So we didn't have any near us, and I'm like, oh, okay, well maybe I should homeschool. So I'm looking at all of these things, and we figured out that homeschool is going to be probably the best route for him at
Very good.
this stage. And so he's super excited about it. He feels like he can accomplish something at home that maybe he couldn't. He was like, I still want my friends though.
Mhm.
So I think how we reacted to that initially, we were kind of like, we tried to categorize him like our older boy and like, okay, well, maybe it's this or maybe it's that, or being a little harsh here or there. So when I say you need to listen to your kids and you need to watch them, know them, learn them, understand them, we had to start to listen to him and say, okay, what's going to be best for Tyson and his experience? Because we don't want learning to be a barrier and we don't want to get frustrated because he's not sitting still. He can't sit still for long periods of time. He doesn't have a diagnosis, but he's just ready to go on to the next thing.
Mhm.
So just learning our kids and learning him. So he's growing, he's excited, he's swimming, he's running track, he's just doing all of the things. And
Keep them busy.
super proud of him, super proud of Milt. My middle boy is married, living his best life, doing great.
He with me in
So
Texas.
with you into it, yes, he is DFW.
Mhm.
He is. So, and Maya's just she's got a social group that she's created and just doing some really amazing things here in Florida.
That
So
I
I'm
that I actually support. I
so
think
proud.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's our kids, it's the next generation. And I think that's the reason why I started the book with chapter two, addressing your generational trauma, because Corey went through the same thing. And all of mine are
They're
GD.
smart kids. Oh my,
It's, but I think that was also an issue for me in high school because of all the issues going on. I really don't think I had that opportunity to even understand that. I knew it wasn't ADHD, but I knew it was something because I could never sit still. Never. Laugh if you want to, because you know. But yeah, when I had the girls, I knew, you know what I mean? Like I knew. And I think that's why I got into special education,
Yeah.
because it was something about it. And to witness it as an administrator is interesting because I turned against what the schools wanted. So that was another issue because we're quick to put that label and diagnosis on kids, not really knowing. So I'll give you an example that behavior disorder, there's classes for BD kids. And then there's classes for the emotionally, it's BD behavior disorder, and there's ED, emotionally disturbed. ADHD is a category, but that was the reason why I was in pursuit of understanding ACEs, because I also think ACE should be a category that kind of not puts the label, it just it categorizes everybody into one category. Because to talk to the kids, like you said, the BD kids, they weren't really bad. They just had that label.
Yeah.
You place them in this classroom, so now they gotta fit this label. And it's
Yes.
like, no, that's not it. So
Right.
if people want to know why I'm so close to my boys, because I got some sons out here. I got three girls in real life, but all my boys are my boys, and I show favoritism. I do, I don't
Yeah.
hide. But that's why. It's because it's not them, it's the label that's been placed on them. And now Tyson has been bright since birth. I was reading over with him over the telephone. Let's answer. It's I'm glad that you brought that up because again, if we're talking about addressing generational trauma and addressing those type of things, we have to listen to our kids because how can we do that if we're not listening?
That's right.
And homeschool is smart. Now, I will also share with homeschooling, you can still be a part of the school district when there's certain things happening.
Yes.
So we'll talk off a line with that because, as a still certified licensed special education representative, I'm the one that they call for those meetings.
Love
And
it.
to this day, I'm still going to advocate for the student and not for what the district is wanting. So let me know.
Will.
Because I think that's that.
Yeah.
And when we do this, we have to understand how much of an impact. So kudos to you as a mom for making that decision to listen to your son and do what you need to do in order to help him grow and help him heal. Because to even come home and say, well, I got into it again, guess what? It happened to Corey last year. I was bad. I'm like, we fighting Corey?
Right. Right.
But I think that was also a sign of give me something else to do because what they're doing in this classroom isn't enough for me.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you brought that up because we have to understand the inner work we're doing for ourselves. Not only are our kids watching, but we need to use that in order to help them heal and grow. So kudos to you. Yeah, that's a great example of cycle breaker work.
Well, it's a big commitment too for my husband and I, because I already told him he's gonna tap in.
And Auntie Tori is going to tap in on a lesson too,
That's
because
right.
it takes the community to help. And
Does.
when I tell you it's going to be good for him, it's going to be good for him.
I
He
believe
can,
it.
I'm telling you, I had to sit Corey down yesterday and say, all right, seventh grade Corey, what's the plan? Because I know what it is. She's very gifted. I already know, but that's the reason why we continue to keep them busy.
That's right.
And so again, I want to thank you. We can go, you guys have to understand there's so many levels to being a cycle breaker. It's the experiences that help us. And
Yeah.
as a mother, as a wife, as a friend, as a colleague, as a mentor who's heavy, not on healing, but physical and mental growth, because you just talked about it. I'm summarizing you if you didn't know. This is the reason why you're here.
Mm.
And to be here on this podcast was everything to me. And so I thank you, my sister, my friend. This is going to be an amazing episode. Where can people find you? Because I'm telling you, I already know. They're gonna be like, for real? You got people that have been knowing you all these years? I do.
Yeah.
And the fact that I have people, seeds have been planted. And there are people that are still with me on this journey, and there are people that have fallen off. But you have to know what place those people are in. And for me, you've always been that one. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. What I'm saying is I know when there's things that can happen, you're going to show up. She showed up at my 40th.
Mm.
Everybody knows who Kisa is because she showed up with Tyson.
I did, in toe and belly. Yes. Yes.
And you guys got to understand to have that type of person on your podcast. Yes. When we did the ACES International Conference, I've always been Dr. Victorious on social media. But when we had the international conference, it opened up
Mm.
big. And
Beautiful.
so what's interesting is I can't call these people podcast people anymore. The same people are the people that showed up too. And it's like funny every day I open up something on social media and I look at like my personal page and it's like, well, I can't tell them no.
Right, right.
It's so much more than that at this point. So everything that you're saying, they see.
Okay.
And so it's like, okay, I cannot block these people. I am creating victory in others.
Yeah.
So I thank you for being the witness of my journey. Where can people find Kisa? Because again, there's podcasts that we've done before. We've done so much. And to have someone help you on this journey, it's been 5 years since I've been let me
Been
pause.
victorious a long time. Okay, yeah.
Okay, okay,
Go ahead.
okay, okay.
Say that differently.
I tell people all the time, I was not given this Dr. Victorious was given to me. It wasn't something that I came up with. The Torie is just a catch on the name, but I seriously have been creating victories in
Yes.
others. And
Yeah.
when I tell you I've had a strong support system, to have you here has been amazing. So I'm going to keep saying it, but I'm not. I'm going to ask you to let me know where people can find you.
Well, I mean, Kisa's not doing much. You will find me supporting Dr. Victorious and what she's doing. I had a podcast many moons ago, but it was just for a brief season.
Mhm.
It's for a brief season. And so, um, yeah, maybe you'll hear my CD when it when it when it's out there, and it'll bless you for Christmas.
Yes.
But I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for this and this opportunity to speak on something so important. So thank you for having me.
And you all will see Kisa. If you see Kisa, you'll see me. Let's be clear. And I'm going to conclude with this. Have people in your circle that support you through the up, the down, the in, the out, that can witness your cycle breaker journey and support you while they're on their cycle breaker journey, because this is what we do. We have to be there for each other. It's the strength, it's the supports, it's the guidance that's going to continue to help you heal. And with that being said, one of the best episodes, because I think all the episodes are great, but when you have someone that has known you pretty much half your life, majority, longer
Yeah,
than that,
more than half.
and you see that and they show up on the screen saying they want to interview, ah, yeah, I couldn't wait for this one. You lucky. But here is another episode of Be Victorious. And we thank you guys. You know where to find me everywhere. I am back on TikTok, you guys, surprisingly, but I am there TikToking and doing what I need to do in order to spread this ACEs education. Thank you guys for another episode, and we will talk to you guys soon. Bye bye for now.